Music is a very powerful tool that I've not known for a long time. That's because for most of my life, since my parents had divorced, I was living with my Brazilian part of the family, which is not too involved with the music. While my dad part is the one that is involved with the music. So since I was living in Brazil for a long time, I didn't get to have this connection with music until just 7 years ago, because that's when I moved to the United States and actually started living with my dad after a while. And I will have a video explaining more about that, but for now, this is a different topic. And I feel like music is a very powerful emotional tool that helps you navigate through life, whether you're happy, sad, or I don't know, in any emotion. You can be grieving somebody's death, or you can be like, going through a breakup, or you might just have your happiest day of your life. And I just feel like all these feelings can be poured into music. And no matter like the day, I feel like your instrument will always be there for you. Is something, it cannot betray you, it cannot do anything. I mean, I guess it can break, but if you take care of it, it will usually just be there for you all the time. And not only for that, it can also be there for your loved ones too. I feel like there was this one time that I was just playing the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, and like I was just putting my emotion into it, and then out of nowhere, my dad, who was in the room, he started like crying and like hugging me and saying I love you. And I was just there like playing the piano, enjoying it, trying to put my feelings into it. And I just feel like if you're having a bad day, having the ability to just be able to sit down somewhere and play an instrument, like for example, I play violin, guitar, I did choir for a bit, so I know how to sing, and I know the piano. So any of these instruments, there was like, for example, singing. I used to be at like, sometimes I would go at 1 a.m. to the music school and just go to the stairwell, and there was like nobody there, and I would just like sing to my heart's content. And there's like this different feeling of, once you're done doing that, everything on your chest seems like it's empty, like you feel free. And every instrument has a different thing. I felt like that for singing. I felt like everything was released, and then for piano, I was just calm and relaxed after it. So and music has been like proven to have like many perks. Like for example, scientists and studies have said that like music makes you have better focus, multitasking, problem solving, self-control, mental flexibility. It gives you better memory, attention, processing speed, and planning skills. And all of that is just from learning how to play an instrument. And the reason for that is just because playing an instrument uses almost your whole brain. And why your instrument is always going to be there for you too is because on studies, it says that music helps you reduce anxiety, depression, stress, and negative feelings. So I just feel like by learning how to do like play an instrument, you just you can just put your feelings out. As I said, it will always be there for you, unless like I know that some people might not be able to financially secure like an instrument, but you can find ways around it. If you at least have a job that you earn like maybe $10 an hour or something like that, which is like you can find like a lot of like being a server or like something like that, you can still accumulate money to buy something. Like for example, a friend of mine, he bought like this viola on Amazon for about like $150. And I mean, $150 is, some money, so but if you work a job that you can get like $10 per hour, I mean, you can actually save up for that, because it's like expensive but not undoable. And it's just, you never know, maybe once you buy and learn an instrument, you can connect with people better, and maybe, and music just provides you a way of like expressing yourself without saying any words. You can just, you know, put all your feelings into that and try to convey that to a person. And of course, it might take you a while to learn it. You have to find a way of how to learn it, like where do I start and how do I start. But sometimes, you know, you just have to. I, for example, when I started playing piano, I was just like pressing one key at a time here and there. And then I learned a couple stuff at home. Like my stepmom told me like, oh, here is how to play this scale. And then from that, I started getting intrigued, and I was playing like 5 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And I feel like now I'm pretty decent at piano for what I've done. And I just feel like I didn't really put too much effort into it, and now I'm able to enjoy it. And that's with most things in life. I don't know, there's like 365 days in a year, and if you just put an hour of your time towards learning an instrument, that's like already 365 hours by the end of the year. And for most people, depending on the instrument, you're gonna be fairly decent on it if you practice that much, and incorrectly, of course, because practicing incorrectly would just make you worse. But if you put your mind into it and ask for feedback of people who know what they're doing, and just make sure that you're always trying your best when you're practicing, there is a very high chance you're gonna be playing good. And I feel like I have not had that much time with the piano. Like I've not played 365 hours on the piano for sure. And I'm actually pretty decent because piano is like a friendly beginner instrument. So yeah. So I mean, I just might be a stranger on the internet, but maybe consider learning how to play an instrument, because there's many benefits to it, and it might just be there for you when you most need it. If you want more help with piano, click the first link on the description. This is all I had to say about the Red Talk, about this Red Talk at least. Keep in tune for the next one. See you guys.